Page 8, under the big top rag. The rag here, I think they're referring to as ragtime music. It's a ragtime piece. So it's under the big top. It's a ragtime piece for under the big top or something like that. No. It's not an old piece of cloth or something. No. Ragtime was a type of music. I'll go through the system I used to learn a piece of music. Let's see what we get. I look it over. I see it's 2 pages long. It's longer than that, but there's just 2 pages of music to learn. The clef signs are treble and bass clef. I always check the clef signs because they're not always treble and bass. Key signature has 1 sharp, so we're either in the key of G major or E minor, because those are the keys with 1 sharp. If I look at the end, wherever fine is at the bottom of page 8 is where it ends. Sounds like G major. I'm going to guess it's G major. However, go ahead and do the scales and arpeggios for both G major and E minor. Whether you do a 1 octave or 2 octaves or whatever, I don't know. I don't know where you are. You do it 1 octave if you don't know them, and they're comfortable. Once they're comfortable, then you go 2 octaves on them. Yeah, but it's the trill and the tremolo exercises on those videos that'll do you the most good. Then 4/4 time signature. Let's take it one hand at a time because we got some interesting things going on here. Right hand, you're starting down here, and it's 1 and 2 and 3 and now for some reason this kind of rhythm throws people. That little tight note, I don't know. Well, take out the tie and play all. They're just 8th notes. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. That's all they are. And once you have an idea of that, you put the tie back in. You just hang on to the note rather than playing it again. But you're thinking playing it. 1 and 2, 1, rest. I mean, I can even let the wrist claps. Yeah, 3rd measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then you come down. Now, typically in fingering, I don't like using the same finger like at the on measure 4 here and measure 5, same finger. You have a rest, you can come down, there's nothing wrong with it, it's okay. But normally if I do that, I'm going to try and find a different fingering so I'm not using the same finger on both. So to do that, I've got to scrunch up and use 4th finger on the G. That way I can use 2nd finger here, and now my thumb's ready to go on. However, there's nothing wrong with this and going down. I'll leave that up to you and your teachers to what you do. Let's go to measure 9. We're here. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. You have to have the natural sign because it's sharp in the key signature. It should be an F sharp, but it. If you don't want to be up in here, then use 2nd finger. Here, and that keeps the hand out here. I don't know how big your hands are. Some people are too big, the hands are too big to come up here. And you can do that. Whichever. Measure 17, top of page 9. Now we're down here. Way down here. And I trust you know the names of these notes in the music. If you don't, learn them. This is a G. One ledger line is a C, 2 is an A, it's under it, so that's G. Just memorize it. You're going to need it. So it's 1 and 2. And now they want 3 again. Again. That's showy. It's fun. You can get it. It's okay. I don't like it, so I'm changing it. I'm not showy anymore. I'm too old for showy. I'm just playing the notes. So here, I'm going to use thumb on the last note of each of these measures. That way, my 3rd finger's ready to go on. Here, measure 20. If I do that, I don't want 3rd finger on the whole note. So I'm going to use 4th finger. That way, 3rd finger's ready to go on. So it's here. Or you could stay there for measure 19. Here, and then scrunch up. Here. There like so. And measure, what, 26 at the bottom. And here. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and I do recommend 2 and 3 on the half note, because when we're done with that mess, we're going to go back to the beginning and I need thumb for the B again. Yeah. Left hand. With the left hand looks a little more civilized. You're down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's okay for measure 4. Nothing wrong with it. I don't like it, so I'm going to change it. I'm going to come up here and use 4. Here. Now I have them. That. Because I don't like crossing over the thumb that much. So I'm just going to reach up and use 4. For the most part, that's the left hand. Then I put them together, and I hesitate all over when I first put them together. I don't care. I'm just trying to figure out how they're working together. We're here to start. There. See, they don't play at the same time. No. The right hand gets there first, and then the left hand. 1 and 2 and 3. Measure 4, when I play the D, the last beat, the right hand comes up. So I go through and I put the hands together. Then I go back over it slowly and carefully and I get rid of the hesitations. Speed is not important right now, but no hesitations. Then I add in the articulation, the accents and staccatos. If it's not marked, there's nothing marked like in the left hand. Technically, you can do anything you want, whatever you feel. I'm suggesting go ahead and connect it for now. But this, lift up. You're just lifting up, like taking a breath. But I'm connecting the left hand. This is going from measure 2 to 3. I'm connecting the left hand. I'm lifting up in the right. So, you get the idea? So I go through and put in the articulation. Top of page 9. Here, the accents are kind of important here. Ba-da-ba. Put in the accents and the staccatos for the left hand. Once I get the articulation under control, more or less, I think about the dynamics. The dynamics apply to the melody. In this case, it's the right hand. MF at the beginning is mezzo forte, is sort of loud. That's here. That makes the accented notes loud for that one note. This left hand needs to be soft. You go up to loud, that makes the accented notes very loud. The left hand's still soft. Then measure 17, you're soft and very soft with the left hand. The accented notes then are just sort of soft. A little louder, louder, louder. This, it's about a moderately loud, and then you're going down to very soft. You're going down to soft. Ideally, you get into it and you get comfortable enough with the notes and the rhythms, you're not thinking about them, you're just kind of enjoying the music and playing it and listening along, then you feel the dynamics, you feel the staccatos, you feel the accents. And then the speed or tempo or whatever, they say lively with optional swing. They sure like that optional swing, don't they? With metronome markings, but let's just, it's happy, but not overly happy, sort of, huh? If you're going to swing it, which means instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and, you go 1 and 2 and 3, you swing the rhythm. That's going to slow it down a little bit. So it's whatever. and 2 and 3. However you, whatever, that's pretty much it. It's a felt thing. What do you think? Now, as far as the roadmap goes, or when do you go where? At the bottom of page 9, you see the DC all fine. DC, remember, means go back to the beginning. All fine means go to fine. Fine is at the bottom of page 8. You see the thin and thick bar line there? That's the symbol for the end of a piece. That's why it's there. So all it means is after you play both pages, you just go back and do page 8 again. So it's 3 pages long instead of 2. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do louds and softs. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms. We will do the DC all fine though. I'll give us 4 counts and I am going to swing the rhythm. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. Rest. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest to the beginning. dismissed.